Why is creativity so important?
The purpose for art in schools is to prepare students for a world they cannot envision.
When they're stuck on something, we want our students to be able to think rather than remember. Imagination is the source of every form of achievement.
As we began to explore the program of studies in art for British Columbia and Alberta, we concentrated on how the document ensured that the child has the opportunity to be holistically creative.
Looking at both the British Columbia and Alberta documents, we were able to analyze and critique both for strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities with a focus on creativity. British Columbia and Alberta had overlapping strengths in having a clear rationale and a realistic link.
They both see art as valuable and believe that its purpose is to help individuals connect with the world around them.
They both have a goal to help students
make connections
and develop an understanding of a common universal means of expression amongst all people.
The Alberta Art Curriculum
places a lot of emphasis on change and growth.
They see change as valuable as it nurtures a positive relationship with adapting and evolving with the world.
We believe this will foster resilience in students and prepare them for growth in an ever-changing society, heavily influenced by art and technology.
This curriculum identifies that how we see art is affected by time and value systems.
We think this is an important concept for our students to be able to recognize, as this perception relays to the reality of the advancing world we live in.
This teaches students to value art and to truly be able to relate and connect to the work of others on a more personal,
meaningful level.
When students are able to draw purpose and value from the art they interact with, this will benefit students' relationships with themselves and their surrounding world.
This program of studies acknowledges that art is an experience that impacts and lists multiple different components and concepts ordered in an age-appropriate relevance.
These components and concepts are distinctly defined and organized in a way that allows project planning to be creative and the expectations linear.
The British Columbia Art Program of Studies
has a plethora of strengths.
First and foremost, it is a document that caters to both teachers and students.
What is beneficial to teachers is concise language and organization. Both are used in a way that makes content easy to understand.
For example, the learning outcomes are arranged alphabetically and are paired with achievement indicators.
It also has a direct link to a glossary. It is a realistic length and has relevant components such as curriculum organizers.
Further, this document benefits students because it identifies art as a process and a tool.
This tool and process are used to ensure children are actively creative.
We believe this is the only way for a child to develop as an artist.
The BC Program of Studies conceptualizes art as a holistic approach to teaching that encourages active learning, social growth, a balanced approach to learning techniques and using tools, the value of exhibition, and an understanding that each child has a unique perspective and form of expression.
Regarding project and lesson planning, there are obvious benefits from the list of pros above.
As a teacher, the ability to gather information will be quick and straightforward.
Also, every outcome is included with the child in mind.
Therefore, a teacher won't have to research what activities are best for the child. It has already been considered.
Another benefit that has not been mentioned is the explicit statement in the BC Program of Studies that student achievement will vary in relation to the prescribed learning outcomes.
This makes program planning easier because it relieves the stress teachers have on themselves to ensure a child has a complete understanding of an outcome.
The BC Program of Studies is flexible regarding expectations.
We are so blown away by the completeness of this program of studies and feel that it will be a critical contribution to teaching art in Alberta.
Although both curriculums provided opportunities for students to create and grow as an artist, we found a few cons in both of them.
The Alberta curriculum is
clearly outdated,
as it hasn't been updated since 1985.
We found the Alberta Program of Studies difficult to follow, as there was too many categories used to organize the information.
Its outcomes were clumped into levels and not grades, which made it
challenging
to know when one grade ended and one grade began.
The Alberta curriculum focused a lot on the academic artistic knowledge as opposed to focusing on the individual's artistic self.
In the Alberta curriculum, students are taught how to become an artist and not viewed as creative artists already.
It would seem that in the Alberta Program of Studies, art is seen as more of a tool or technique as opposed to a process.
Often there seemed to be focus on the visual aspect of art and less focus on other opportunities to express art in ways such as movement through
Dance. Alberta mentions that they want students to develop the stance of a critic and choose one piece of work over another.
Although we believe it's important for students to learn to accept constructive criticism,
we feel that students should be able to focus on finding value and beauty in every piece of artwork. We struggled to find cons in the British Columbia Program of Studies, as we thought it was so well organized and provide many opportunities for self-exploration and
creativity. BC promotes project planning, which may be seen as challenging for some teachers who have only taught art in a more traditional style.
With project planning, it's likely that the students' final outcomes will not be the same and therefore requires
more flexibility and open-mindedness
from the teacher.
Project planning lessons also require a lot of preparation, as you want to provide your students with enough knowledge and resources to get started. However, be conscious of what elements you choose to leave out.
The three of us feel fortunate to have been introduced to the BC Program of Studies and feel as though we will utilize it as a tool in addition to the Alberta Program of Studies to implement fun and innovative art lessons as future teachers.
These outcomes produce many opportunities to see
success
in children.
We believe that the BC perspective on prescribed learning outcomes and suggested achievement indicators allows for an opportunity to see success in children that may look different for everyone. Finally,
with this document, there is a greater opportunity for an easier integration on parent understanding of student-focused learning.
In conclusion, we felt slightly
biased towards the British Columbia Program of Studies,
but saw noticeable strengths and weaknesses in both documents.
We realized that the Alberta Program of Studies is critical for our success, but see the British Columbia Program of Studies is essential to the learning of children.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us.